we can share with the participants the link to the video and to the presentation. Okay, I would like to welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining today's virtual open day for the MBA in Global Business Services. My name is George Kokalos. I'm the admissions director at the University of New York in Prague. I'll be very happy today to give you more information about the program and eventually to give you all the necessary details in order to reach the best decision for your future education. I'm gonna ask Clara to join me as well.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, George. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I would like to also welcome you on behalf of ABSL and maybe also on behalf of the Hackett Institute, because this is the third partner to our cooperation to our MBA program. But Ben, who is the representative of Hackett Institute, he couldn't join us. So I believe you will have a chance to meet him in the future. And as I said, we are three parties to this cooperation, which I think is a proof that this is something unique. We are grouping academic part, we are grouping global provider of certification, and also business part, which is ABSL, which is representing GBS companies. And the MBA program is GBS orientated, so you really are getting unique opportunity for studies. And we hope during this afternoon or 1 hour, we will give you all the answers you have, and we will convince you to join us from November or the other years, depends on you. So welcome again. And now I think George will continue with introduction to the program. Right, George?
I will do this. Thank you very much, Clara. I'm going to give you, first of all, I'm going to introduce you to the rest of the panelists. Then I'm going to give you a short introduction about Unip and about the MBA program. And then I'll pass the floor to, let's say, to the specialists to give you more information about each part of the MBA program. Let me share my screen. I hope that everyone can see my screen.
Yep.
All right, perfect. All right, so let me introduce you to the rest of the panelists. Today with us, we have Mr. Sotiris Karagiannis, the graduate business director of Unip, and at the same time, Unip instructor. He will be happy to share more information about the Unip part of the MBA program. I'm very happy to have with us today Mr. Jonathan Appleton, the managing director of the ABSL. You already met Clara Cherna, members engagement and education manager in ABSL. We have with us Daniel Kunder, director general, excuse my French, Médecins Sans Frontières in IT. And at the same time, Unip MBA alumni class of 2017. Veronica Ben Mansoura, senior, I'm sorry for this, senior officer in Covidian Metronic and Unip alumni class of 2017. Andre Zach, a new member to our team, since that Andre is going to start the MBA this year. He's an MBA candidate of class 2023. And at the same time, he's procurement corporate tire and acquisition lead for Johnson & Johnson Global Services. And myself, I already did the introduction. Let's move forward. Very few stuff about Unip. We are one of the oldest private universities in the Czech Republic. We are here from 1998. We offer bachelor, master's, MBA, and PhD programs. All of our programs are in English. We are one of the very few schools with Czech, American, and British accreditations. At the same time, we are the largest English private university with more than 900 students from 65 different countries. We have a very diverse and international faculty members, 125 instructors from 25 different countries. And I'll jump in straight away to our accreditations. Very important information, because when a school or a program is accredited, this is a validation of the quality. So UNIP is recognized and accredited by the Czech Ministry of Education. UNIP's business programs, including the MBA, it's accredited by the International Accreditation Council of Business Education, one of the leading American organization of accreditation of business programs. Through the cooperation that we have with the State University of New York Empire State College, our American bachelor programs are accredited by the Middle State Commission on Higher Education. Our business programs are accredited, including the MBA, are accredited by the British Accreditation Council. UNIP's MBA is accredited by the Czech Association of MBA Schools, and ACCA recognized some UNIP undergraduate courses as an exemption for some of their exams. But we are here today to discuss about the MBA in Global Business Services. As Clara mentioned earlier, this is a program that we are offering in cooperation with ABSL and the Hackett Institute. It's a very unique program, very unique proposal for all of you. But I will let the details to the specialists, and I will jump straight forward to the structure of the program. As you can see, the duration of the program is 18 months. We start in October, end of October. The program is designed for working professional. That's why also the delivery it's in an intensive weekend format. We meet every second weekend, 2 weekends per month, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We are running the program the last 17 years. So based on our experience, this is the ideal format in order to balance your personal life, your professional, and your student life. More specific, the MBA in Global Business Services is divided in 3 different parts. UNIP parts, which includes 12 different modules, courses. The Hackett Institute's part, which is, we are talking about 10 advanced diploma GBS modules or courses, which you will be taking online. And then we have the ABSL part, which we are talking about 10 different fusion sessions. In the next slide, you have the content map of the program, the overview. As you can see in the 3 different columns, there are the courses that you will be taking. But I'm not going into details now about the courses. At this point, I would like to welcome Sotiris Karagiannis, who is going to give us more details about the MBA part of the UNIP MBA part. So I'm going to stop sharing my presentation right now. Hello, Sotiris.
Hi, George. Hello, everybody. Allow me to go through this, my part, by doing what I love mostly, telling stories. So instead of going through a presentation, I would like you to visualize yourselves as graduates of this program. So already we have here 2 esteemed former students and colleagues, Veronica and Daniel, who finished the program, and I'm sure they will relate with me while I'm telling this story. So imagine that in a magical way, we went through forward in time, and you just completed your studies. And you put your hats and gowns, and we have a nice, not virtual, but live graduation ceremony after 2 years, more or less. What would be the next day for you after you complete your MBA studies? In our mind, when we developed this program 17 years ago, and we keep improving it day by day, year by year, it's not just the knowledge you will obtain. You will learn marketing, you will learn strategy, strategic management, finance, and anything that relates in how to run a business. What is most important for us is the skills that you can transfer over to your work and the mindset. What is most important today for every person in a leading position in an organization? To be able to inspire their people and lead under the conditions of high pressure and anxiety for the future. Now, 1.5 years from now, that hopefully things will be better, we want to prepare you to face the new reality. And we want to prepare you in a way that you have a positive growth mindset, to think and act like entrepreneurs. In other words, take calculated risks, be able to adjust to change, and lead your own people and yourselves in what we understand today as new normal. Now, this is our vision. How we do that? Every year developing the program, every year adding new things in the program that are applicable and important for you, as I said in my introduction, to transfer these skills onto the work environment. One example, and I finish and I will let George go back to what you were saying. This year we have introduced a coaching and mentoring course. All of you will have the opportunity to attend this course, and once you complete this course, you have the ability to apply for individual accreditation by one of the biggest global accrediting bodies, the European Mentoring and Coaching Council. Now, is coaching and mentoring an important skill for every MBA graduate? The answer is yes, because what you need eventually is to know how to lead your people through anxiety, stress, and through a future that we all expect to be much, much better than what we have been experiencing in this last 1.5 years. So that's what the MBA is about, to give you the skills, the empowerment, the confidence in yourselves to be able to understand the dynamics of markets, to be able to understand what your people expect, and eventually lead them towards Industry 4.0, okay, and all the digital transformation that we're all undergoing. I rest my case, George. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sotiris. Would you like to share with us which courses you are teaching in the MBA and what students should expect by following those courses?
Yes, one of the courses is Managing People and Organizations, which is exactly what I have been talking about. In other words, to understand things about change management, how to lead teams, how to understand different individual, different needs of people, how to motivate and engage your people according to their own readiness levels, carrying out the right diagnosis. It's an HR-related course, but it's mainly linked with this idea of inspiring and motivating people. The other course I'm doing is coaching and mentoring, which I explained a little bit before. And again, the moment you finish this course, you can automatically become accredited coaches on foundational practitioner level with EMCC, depending on your previous experience with leading, guiding people, not necessarily certified coaching. So these are the two main courses. I do a third one in strategic management, which I also teach at the University of Strathclyde in Glasgow.
Thank you very much, Sotiris. Everything was very, very interesting. I hope that the other participants got the necessary information. Now I would like to invite Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, we can hear you very well.
Good afternoon. I know many of you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your interest in, you probably heard it before, but it's worth saying again, the very first MBA in Global Business Services, in GBS, in the world that you have built your careers and looking to continue to move to the next level. And that's exactly why we wanted to create this in the first place. Many of you will know ABSL Fusion. You or your people go through the Fusion programs. We introduced 3 years ago as a strategic move by ABSL to create development options for developing leadership and developing deeper knowledge, insights and approaches in GBS through the amazing network that we've established. Thank you to you and your people for being part of that network. So it was always a natural next step for us to move towards accredited qualifications to be able to offer to leaders who want a stamp, not just from ABSL, but who are looking for a stamp of the highest global accreditation for your career and for your organizations to recognize. And an MBA is that. It's well proven, but one of the criticisms you may hear of MBAs is that they're not specific enough, they're not targeted enough. So when we created ours, co-created, we looked for partners that would ensure that it was MBA plus, it was MBA plus GBS. And I think we've got the best partners that we could start this with. They're tried and tested. Unip has created hundreds, well, thousands of graduates, hundreds of very successful MBA graduates, 2 of whom are on the call to tell you about their experiences of doing the MBA with Unip, Veronica and Daniel. Hackett Institute is the global leader in GBS advisory, and they created for the very first time the GBS qualifications. We've used them for many years as part of the Fusion portfolio. They get amazing feedback. Even people who have been working in the sector for many, many years, for your companies, tell us that they have learned so much from doing this, that they saw so much that they didn't know was there. We include the highest level of Hackett certification, the advanced diploma, because that is equivalent to the MBA level. So you get the right partners, you get the right content, but the key thing also with an MBA, it's about the network, it's about the community. Our goal is to build a community of those of you who are interested in this. I think obviously we've looked at your profiles, we've looked at your backgrounds. We believe that you would all make extremely strong MBA candidates and build a community that will become a network for you to share knowledges, benchmark. You'll go through a very intensive 18-month program together, so you'll get to know each other extremely well. And on top of that, there is the ABSL Fusion network that combines and pulls together all of the members across Czech GBS. You would be integrated into that. You will join live sessions with Fusion leaders. So it's not just joining the MBA cohort, it's joining a community of leaders on multiple programs. You would be very active in our events calendar, including the conference. We may even invite you to speak, present, show what you're learning and knowing, applying in business as part of the conference. So we think that whole package is extremely powerful. We have a huge amount of interest from your companies and many beyond, and we are very confident to build our first cohort. And I would really urge you to be part of the very first group launching into this. It may look new. It's new in some ways, but the elements of it are not. The elements are all tried and tested, and we know they work extremely well. When you put them together, I think we get something really powerful. And we hope that we can continue to talk to you and agree with you to start this unique program from October onwards. So thank you very much talking to us. I think, George, you now want to, and we should be introducing some of the MBA graduates themselves, and some of the students have already agreed to join the program.
Thank you, Jonathan. I believe that Clara wants to share some information about the Hackett Institute, I guess.
Yeah, maybe just briefly, because I think Ben would do the best job because he is a great storyteller and speaker. But just for you to understand that also the Hackett Institute is not a new party that we are cooperating with, because we are doing fusion for 3 years already, and they are providing the certification into it. So basically they have 3 levels of certification, certificate, diploma, and this one as advanced diploma, which we integrated into MBA. And all their content is I would say globally leading, globally recognized also. So this part will be really relevant structure for MBA, and it will be completely online from this point of view. So you will be able to finish it or to work on it from home. It's quite time consuming. It's 50 hours, 60 hours of work. It's divided into four areas of focus, which you will be able to find in our brochure. And after that, you will not just get MBA, but you will get also this advanced diploma certification. So I think this is also something what could really attract your interest. And I think I can just try to convince you to see Ben again and to talk to him at least before you apply, because this is the best way of information or the best source of information for you.
Right. Thank you very much, Clara. Okay, now I would like to invite Veronica. As I already mentioned, she is a Unip graduate, so she's the one that can give us the best information about her experience with the program. Hi, Veronica.
Hello, George. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here and share the experience I have with the Unip MBA. So I would start with why I started to look for an MBA program first. In Medtronic, I was starting a very new project, and which was a quite big change for also the Medtronic side and also for my team, which was expanding heavily. So I really felt that I would like to learn a little bit more on how a business works, but not just that. Also, I would like to learn more about soft skills. For me, it was very important to find a program that is more focusing on learning from experience rather than theoretical things. And when I looked at what Unip is offering, it was really the right balance on hard skills and soft skills. Because being the right leader for leading a big project, soft skills are almost more important than the hard skills at some point, and it was really what was the focus of Unip. Also from other colleagues and other friends who completed the Unip MBA, it was a very positive feedback on the program, so I decided to go for the MBA program with Unip. I have to say, from my experience, it wasn't just about the world-class tutors that were teaching the classes and we learned from their experience, but also my classmates, as Daniel, also coming from a different sector, and other classmates coming from big companies. The learning was also from them, giving their different perspectives, different experience, how things are working in other companies were really, really valuable during the program. Also, I have to say that MBA is about what you are taking out of it. So it's not a classical working teaching program where you get a text you have to learn and that's what you take home. It's really about you. It's really about connecting with your classmates, finding the examples, looking for different perspectives. So I have to say we really worked on a lot of interesting projects. We spent together hours on completing assignments and different topics. Of course, exchanging different perspectives, having heated and unheated discussions on some of the items. So overall, my experience, I have to say, it was 1.5 years full of learning. But also, as you said, George, we had also a lot of fun. We were a great class as well. And it is very important to balance your work, your personal and student life, so to have fun also in the program.
Thank you very much, Veronica. So Daniel, do you want to share your experience about the program?
Yes, thanks everyone for inviting me and giving this opportunity to share. It's difficult to follow Veronica because since we were in the same class, having the same amazing experience, it's difficult to say anything on top of that. But I guess let's go with the same idea. Why did I choose MBA? I already had a career. I would say quite an advanced career in international career, living abroad. And for me, MBA was always the degree for leaders. I don't know if it makes sense, but you know, you have your education, you have your standard bachelor's, you have your master's, but more often than not, I have seen big global organizations looking for MBAs as one of the qualities or one of the aspects they are looking for in the candidates for senior roles or for leadership roles. So for me, it was kind of clear that that's what I need to kind of take it to the next level. Why did I choose Unip? Yes, Unip is my alma mater. It wasn't my first degree with Unip, so yeah, it was kind of easy choice. But I will not speak about you know, having MBA as a degree, how useful it is, or having it from a prestigious institution such as Unip, but more what it really brought for me. And I expected a little bit from my previous experience with Unip, but Unip has been always a school that doesn't really go with that standard academic curricula. As Veronica says, it was always very interactive. Most of the professors are really hardened and super experienced people from the industry. What they share is their career. They share their knowledge. They share their experience. This is something that you rarely will get in books. And I mean, I could name a lot of professors that came from backgrounds that are just amazing, right? We had professors flying in from other countries to share their knowledge and share their experiences. So definitely that is the real benefit of Unip and the MBA that I had. You know, it kind of, all of us came with some kind of experience, with some kind of knowledge. We were all already accomplished in our careers and in our companies or corporations, right? But this MBA somehow managed to tie things together. You see what I mean? Bring the experience that we have, leverage on it, and tie it up into the leadership level. I was focusing mainly on entrepreneurship. Basically, how do you build new things? How do you optimize? And Unip, through these courses, through entrepreneur courses and through management courses, really brought the extra knowledge that I needed. And as a complete coincidence, soon after my graduation, I was actually asked by Doctors Without Borders to build a completely new global shared services here in Prague. And while doing that, I found myself more and more falling back on the knowledge that I actually gained through my MBA. Yes, I mean, I worked for the United Nations for more than a decade, so I know how to sort of manage an international organization and all that. But really, to build a shared service center, that was new. It was new for our organization, and really, it was the Unip knowledge that really helped me to drive this to success. So yeah, I'm really glad that I made that investment into Unip MBA, and I would have never thought how handy it will come right immediately after the graduation. So yeah, for me it was invaluable, really. So yeah.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Really interesting experience to share. At this point, I will try to invite Andre. Andre, first of all, welcome to the program. I hope that you are looking forward to start. I would like to ask you what was your motivation to join the program, and if you don't mind to share some information about the admission process, if it was easy, complicated, How do you find it?
Yeah, beautiful. Good afternoon, everybody. So, as George mentioned, I'm a Unip MBA GBS program candidate. It was actually great to hear experience from Veronica and Daniel. So I have to admit that currently I can't wait to start more and more. So thank you for that. It's also useful to be part of this session. So just a little bit about me. I actually work in Johnson & Johnson. Currently, I'm not part of the Global Business Services Organization, but rather a global procurement organization in the role of procurement, acquisition, and divestiture transition lead for EMEA region. But let's say significant majority of my 16 years long career, it's connected with global business services. First in Accenture BPO, and from 2016 in J&J Global Services Organization. And my motivation to apply to Unip MBA program in global business services is driven by some kind of a constant need to develop myself, to be able to actually do my work better. And I think Soteris a bit touched that aspect, that not only the global business services, but also other businesses are actually having accelerated changes or accelerated demands for changes. And particularly in GBS, we are actually hearing from, and actually we are feeling the demand from our business partners that there is a demand to transition GBS organization from cost reduction to value delivery organizations, which is actually pushing the demand for reskilling of our existing staff, demand to increase the digital maturity, and all of these aspects are actually increasing demand for us. So for managers, future leads or current leads. So I really believe that, or I'm sure that the MBA program will bring another input into my career development mix, and will actually provide a new perspective on managerial practices and accelerate my professional development. In particular, I'm highlighting professional, so that there is not natural career growth or career development expectation, but I really feel that if I want to continue to develop myself as a professional, as an expert in GBS environment, I need another mix. I need external input. I need more, let's say, theoretical input in a lot of the things, and actually even what is also my expectation is having or establishing new network for me, because currently, like, my professional network is very strongly connected with my current my current job, my current company, or my previous company, and I hope and I'm expecting that the MBA program will, let's say, expand my network and my, let's say, group of the people I'm interacting with, and I'm actually increasing my experience. So that's actually my expectation, my motivation for applying to MBA program. And same time, I want to share with you some, or actually great experience with the admission process. So it was very personalized. I was in very direct contact with George. George was, let's say, guiding me, providing me inputs, answering all my questions. So in general, it was very easy. It was very easy to understand. There is a clear communication what I need to do to be able to apply. So in general, very good experience in the admission. So thank you very much, George, for that. And same time for all of you who are thinking or considering to join. I hope that I will be able to meet some of you and work with you during my MBA study.
Thank you very much, Andrei. I would like to thank at this point the rest of the panelists. Now I'm going to share some more technical details, more technical information about the program, like admissions requirements, student services, and the cost, the tuition of the program. And then I'll be very happy to answer any questions you may have. So allow me to share my screen once again. I'm sorry. All right. So let's talk a bit about the admissions requirements for the program. As you can see, it is required to have a bachelor degree in order to be accepted. The second most important requirement is to have a specific level of English. We do accept most of the international recognized English certificates like TOEFL, IELTS, the Cambridge certificates. If you don't have any English certificate, you are welcome to take our internal English test. It's very similar to a TOEFL test. It is free of charge for our applicants, and you can take it up to 3 times. On the other hand, if your bachelor studies was in English, the English requirement will be waived. It is expected to write a short personal essay or a motivation letter. You can describe your background, your motivation, why you want to join the program, what are your goals, expectations after graduation. You can keep it simple, 1 or maximum 2 A4 pages. 2 letters of recommendation. This is waived for ABSL members. We trust our partners, and we do believe that whoever comes from ABSL members is suitable for the program. A copy of your CV, copy of your ID and passport. It is required to have at least 3 years relevant working experience. As soon as you submit your application, you will be invited for an interview. The interview will be done by Sotiris Karagiannis. And after the interview, in a couple of days, you will have the results and you will know if you are accepted. The application fee that you will be requested to pay at the end of the application process, it is waived. So please don't pay the application fee. Now, together with the program, you are getting access to different kind of services. You are going to have access to our career office and to our career days. With your Unip ID card, you are getting access to a lot of different discounts in a lot of different places around Prague, and not only. You have free access to a gym and to a swimming pool in Podoli. You have access to a lot of different student clubs. To be honest with you, most of them are for undergraduate students, but you are welcome to join. Full IT service support, access to our library with more than 17,000 textbooks, access to Perlego. I'm not sure if you are familiar with Perlego. It's a Spotify for textbooks. We're talking about more than 400,000 titles. Access to ProQuest and MarketLine, very useful tools to do research for your studies, for your dissertation. We have a counseling center that you can book appointment and talk about your issues. If you are facing any problems, you are welcome to join the counseling center anonymous. You are getting an IC card, so you are getting different kind of benefits and discounts in a lot of services in the Czech Republic, and not only. Our Unip Cafe, computer and printing facilities, and access, of course, to our high-tech classes. Now, tuition. The regular tuition for the program, as you can see, it's 360,000 crowns. The discounted tuition for ABSL members is 290,000 Czech crowns. There are different ways to pay the tuition. If you want to have more information on this, feel free to contact me directly or feel free to ask me today. You have to submit your application by October 15, the latest, and that's the very latest. You can submit your application online at the Unip's website. You can find this yellow button, just press it, and you can start submitting your application. The whole application process, the whole application should take not more than 10 minutes. And as soon as I receive your application, I'll be directly in touch with you and I will guide you through the whole process. If you have any questions, feel free to reach me anytime or to reach Clara, and we will be happy to assist you further. That's it from my side. I hope you enjoyed this open day event. Feel free to turn on your cameras, turn on your mic, talk to us, answer any questions, ask any questions. We will be happy to assist. Who has the first question? If any of the panelists would like to add something else, of course, you are also feel free to join the meeting.
Vincent, you're muted.
Yeah, Vincent, you are muted, or we cannot hear you. No, we cannot hear you. Feel free to chat with us, to write with us, to write something. In terms of Unip, yeah, first of all, I do understand that the program will start in a month. Usually the schedule is ready way earlier, so you can schedule your vacation, you can schedule your business trips. There are some specific rules in terms of Unip part of the program. So for example, you cannot miss the whole weekend of a course. However, with advance notice and communication with Sotiris Karagiannis and with your instructor, we can find solutions. We can customize a little bit the delivery of the program. Perhaps you could be connected online to the class, but we can find solutions.
What I would like to say here, George, is that, as you said, we have a maximum, absence limit. However, we understand that in some cases, mainly for business purposes, some people have to be away. So we find always opportunities for makeup. And as George says, and Vincent, as George said, we already have the program, the calendar in place. So you by the moment you decide to register, you will know the very next minute what weekends we expect from each one of you to commit to, so you can do all your planning well in advance.
In addition, Vincent, the program has a break during summer for about a month in August, so even vacations can be planned in advance.
Thank you.
Now we can hear you, Vincent. So okay. If you have, yeah.
I'm asking because I have already actually a vacation plan in November for 3 weeks. So it's I plan quite in advance the vacations also. But thank you.
You are welcome. Don't worry. We can work around and find a solution. All right, Clara. I'm not sure if there are any other questions.
Maybe perhaps can I throw in a question? Is there project work within MBA? And if yes, I'd like to find out the experiences of Veronica and Daniel with project work.
Of course.
With other people.
Do you mean, Marketa, you mean the final project, the consultancy project, or generally during the studies?
I mean team projects, working with other people on some things. Yeah, so in general.
Okay.
Daniel, Veronica?
If I recall well, Marketa, almost every object had a project, smaller or bigger, but we always worked on some projects with different classmates. So there are quite a few.
Actually, Marketa, if you take out the very technical courses like managerial accounting or financial accounting, the rest of the programs, the rest of the courses, sorry, it's team-based. So you always, you will have your team members, 2-3 other members, and you will work together.
Yeah, and I have to say some of these were actually quite, I would say, realistic, to the point that they were supposed to be simulations. Going back to my favorite entrepreneurial classes, we would actually really have to design a business case for a startup. And we actually ended up pitching those and defending those in front of real investors. So it wasn't really a simulation, because I know there were some people who the investors said, hey, let's talk about the class. Let's take this further. So yes, I would say quite realistic and quite hands-on.
Yeah, if I may add here to what Daniel just shared, in other courses as well, like in strategic management, in marketing, even in the other class about managing people in organizations, you will have the opportunity to work in teams. Normally, we have teams of 3 or up to 4, because a bigger team, some people may not have enough time to contribute. So in these teams, you will be working on real case studies. You will be exploring the marketing strategy of actual companies, local or international. The same thing you will be doing in strategic management. And similarly, in the MPO class, where you will be evaluating the culture, the organizational culture of organizations. So everything is definitely based on teamwork, because it's one of the main expectations of an MBA. Okay. And the other thing, of course, is to, as Daniel correctly said, and Veronica also implied, to do that in real life cases. So not something theoretical that comes out. Besides, the GBS concentration is bound to be based on real life scenarios.
Fantastic, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sotiri. Would you like to also to share the experience about the strategic management course and the cooperation with external companies?
Yes, we invite a company, and the company sets an issue, a problem, a strategic issue to our people, to our students. Then the students carry out research based on real evidence about the company, and eventually they come up with their findings, and they do a presentation in front of a panel, which comprises the owner or CEO of the firm, some of the senior officials, and some of us, with the aim to have it like a competition whereby the top strategic recommendations for this company are rewarded. We still owe to the winning group a weekend in the island of Ios in Greece, and we wait for this issue with COVID to to go away, so these people will have enough time to enjoy the island during the summertime.
Thank you.
We're planning of similar awards to those of you who are brave enough to participate in these kinds of competitions. I know, Daniel and Veronica, you didn't have that back in your times, but you can always be our guests, join the panel, and you never know what God works in mysterious ways, right?
Can I join in, George Sotiris? Also, yeah. It is our intention with ABSL to give you the opportunity to focus your projects, your consultancy work on the GBS sector, whether that's on your own organization or the sector as a whole, or a combination of both, and to give you the opportunity to promote and publish your findings and experience through our ABSL events to the whole membership network, either through smaller events or probably through the annual conference that we run. We've been doing that for a couple of years with the Fusion Leader Group, and it has been an amazing experience. So not only what you learn becomes practical for you and for your organizations, but we also provide a way for you to share it with it and get all of the credit for a much wider network.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. All right. If we don't have any other questions, I think that we can call it a day. I hope that all the participants got the necessary information in order to reach, a decision about joining the program. Me and Clara and the rest of the panelists are available anytime for providing extra information. And hopefully we can meet some of you in person in the program.
Yeah, definitely. I would just add that we are missing some people who registered, and we will be sharing the presentation as well as a recording of this 1 hour event. So you can definitely reach either me or George for any other additional questions, or panelists as well. Of course, they are available for you as well. So thank you for participating.
Thank you, Clara. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice rest of the day.
Thank you, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
See you in October.
See you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
George,
yes.
Clara, could we maybe stay on for a bit longer? If we turn the recording off, we can have a chat. So
yes, sure.
Also, yeah.
Okay.